Welcome to Football Manager 2017, my Wigan game. This is the start of the 2034-35 season for Wigan. End of last season we got promoted by a win in the playoff final, which surprised the living daylights out of me. My squad has got rid of a lot of the dross from last season. My under 23s are now, it's quite large because I promoted a load of the kids from the under 18s team into it, but a lot of the people who were here are no longer around because they had high wages. All this lot are, for the most part, paid very little, apart from Alfie Jones, who's also one of my coaches. So, and my actual first team squad has got rid of a load of people who weren't really cutting it, mainly just because their contracts expired. On top of that, I have bought in somebody, Andrew Wedderburn, who I bought in for, I think it was free. Oh no, it cost me $1 million. But I actually spent some money. So ex-Arsenal player, who I think will do a good job. And that's pretty much it at the moment. Henry Wallace is unhappy because I won't give him a new contract, considering he played a lot last year, but that was only because I didn't like the other players I had a choice of. And Steve Young got promoted out of the under 23s to give me more cover here. Some of my players are complaining I haven't brought in enough new players for the new season because I'm now in the championship and most of my team are not very good. The first of my friendly games I arranged against Ramsbottom. Ramsbottom and Pilkington. The rest were arranged by my assistant, and he can arrange whatever he likes. That I think is that one of my affiliates? I'm not sure, but I wanted a couple of easy games so I could give my team a boost of confidence by beating up on some little teams before I start what is liable to be an extremely challenging year in the championship, where I think I'm going to be one of the favourites to be relegated. Anyway, after all of that, I will now continue with this friendly game. There's not a lot to say about Ramsbottom. They're just a localish club. Oh, I have got a loan offer in for the same left back I had on loan for Middlesbrough in the latter half of this last season, because Alan Atherton is not that good. I'm willing to live with Lee Harwood as my right wing back, and I've got an offer in for another quite good player in the centre defence. But for the most part, this team is iffy still. Well, for a championship level team, it's very iffy. For a League One team, I would probably live with it for the most part, but for the championship, this team is iffy. So I've got high hopes against Ramsbottom. I'm hoping that we will destroy them about 12-0. However, we will soon see. Oh, they're playing in red and I'm playing in blue. I always like it when the colours are easy to distinguish. And yes, my assistant manager has no opposition instructions because let's be assertive. Yes, you should chance to win places for the actual season. There I am in my traditional green jacket, yellow trousers, red shoes and blue glasses, with my arms folded in front of me, looking miserable once again. But yes, to be honest, most of the replacements I'm looking at or additions I'm looking at for this side, as well as replacements, I'm not looking to spend any money on. I'm looking at free transfers that have been released mainly from the Premier Division. Oh, good ball. Lousy shot from Chamberlain, but Wedderburn has put himself in my good books already. He won't stay there very long, very few players ever do. That's a good start. Less than 3 minutes in, already got a penalty. Quite a few fans in my part of the stands anyway. Not in theirs. And they've got what, 2, 4, 6, 8, about 13 fans, away fans. But looking at my part of the stand, the home part, and there's quite a few fans in there. Oh, that was a good shot and a good goal. Apparently Di Thomas is, or Dahai, I'm just going to call him Di, even though it's got a H in them in the middle, has suddenly learned how to get free kicks on target in the off-season. Not entirely sure how. That would have been a time to put in a good cross, Brewster. Unfortunately, you lost out to a Ramsbottom player. Well, admittedly, there was 2-on-1, but even so. Well, nice fake header, Thomas. Not entirely sure you intended that. That's a heck of a name. Delfonesso? A bit late with the through ball there, but yeah, Wedderburn, you're starting to get on my good side early on in your wonderful Wigan career. I know it's a bit of come down from playing at the Emirates with Arsenal, but it was a good through ball and a nicely placed finish. Yes, I'm starting to like you. There again, like I say, it is Ramsbottom. I'm not really expecting too many problems from Ramsbottom. Really? You're claiming that hit one of my players? Okay, I've got a dodgy referee or linesman, one of the two. I know they call themselves assistant referees these days, but they're still linesmen to me. You're going to go backwards, aren't you, Brewster? You're going to get... Oh, I thought you were going to get yourself tackled there. Oh, nice ball. Harwood and Wedderburn are starting to combine rather nicely, I think. Oh, you're going to make Wedderburn run all that way back when there were two of you standing around. Whoa, that's a heck of a clearance by Ramsbottom to put their man... Yep. There's nothing you can say about that. And it was a beautiful clearance. But I've got a central defence, 3 of them, for a reason. And you think one of them would have done something in that situation. Like, oh, I don't know, marked the only man that could possibly threaten an attack. Looks like, well, I was going to say it looks like Dean Turner's going to be coming off at half-time because he's a bit unfit. However, as with most of my friendlies, I will be using pretty much most of my substitutes at half-time just to give them the chance of getting up to match fitness. After a couple of friendlies, then they may start coming on the 60th minute or around there. Because if they're definitely not first teamers, then they don't need to be fully match fit. blonde-haired Barclays going sideways. Reminds me of Ray Wilkins, the crab. Oh. Good ball, Chamberlain. Yeah, I don't think Chamberlain was intended to shoot there. I think that was just one of those fortuitous half cross, half shots. Why are you all crowding around the 6-yard box when the ball is on the wing and there's nobody over there to cross it back in? Oh, another long ball through the middle, and my central defence actually decided to get in the way this time. Of course, they all played like 6-year-old schoolboys and all ran to the ball and forgot all about their actual duties, such as marking and covering other people. But they'll learn. Oh good, my defence was actually covering for once. Looks like the fans are getting into it by cheering every completed pass. Good ball. Oh, unlucky Howard. Considering you've got your place back from the Man City guy I had on loan last season, who signed a new contract with Man City and is now worth about 9 million. I wanted to sign him, the the Man City player I had on loan when his contract expired, but at the last second he signed a new one with Man City. I can't say I blame him. He's a very good player, and given the choice between playing for Wigan or Man City, I think I'd probably choose Man City too, especially at the amount he's now being paid. Well, it's a 3-1 lead. It's not exactly emphatic. And Harwood can come off. I'll take Mr. Barkley off. And Mr. Whittaker, as those two aren't doing too well. And my goalkeeper can come off for Wilson. Berry, you swap with Brewster. McGlade, you can swap with Ricardo Wilson. Dean Turner, you can come off and Slaughter can go there. Wedderburn can come off and Luke Price. Chamberlain can come off and we will go with Steve Young. Which leaves my left back who I don't have cover for, and one central defender who I don't have cover for. And we'll be polite and start the second half. That's always nice to give a goalkeeper a touch of the ball early on. And Mark Craig Vincent was not a fan favourite last season. I think the amount of games he played, he actually improved enough that he's going to be an okay squad player for the season. That's probably the nicest thing I say about him. He's going to be an okay squad player. I don't think he's got a long-term future at this level. However, I don't know how long his contract lasts for, but he may be around for the duration of his contract. That's with a lot of sides that I bring up from the lower leagues in England. I tend to try and sign young ex-top 6 club rejects and develop them. So that's also one of my plans for the season. There's a few rejects that I'm looking at. Yeah, they may not be better than the players I've got, but they've certainly got the potential to be a lot better than the players I've got. A nice finish, Slaughter. Lots of good passing, and they left a huge gap in the centre of their defence, and Slaughter ran into it, and an emphatic finish. I'm curious, because there seem to be quite a few Wigan fans in. Is it that one? It is that one. Attendance, 4,710. Which I don't think is a bad attendance for a game against Ramsbottom. Not exactly a hive of well-known professional football, Ramsbottom. Oh, was he offside? He missed anyway. Yes, Price was actually bought in, I think, from Newcastle for free sometime last season, and never quite cut it, and he's still looking a bit like he's going to spend the season as a backup. Oh, and well worked by Ramsbottom there. One man showing strength to shake off multiple defenders. Wish I had players that could do that. Okay, yeah, that seemed to be this. Well, okay, the first one was definitely a penalty. My player got hacked down the area. That one looked a bit harsh. But I'll take it. Oh, and a nicely placed penalty. Even if you are wearing pink boots, Jamie Slaughter. You're another man who's going to be a squad player, although there is some interest in people buying you, and if someone comes in with a decent offer, you can actually go. Because I think you're 32 years old currently. I don't see a great deal of future for you with this club. Nicely played, Mr. Atherton. I like the way Atherton managed to leave the ball behind there. And this nice little, yes, move into the box, touch the ball, then don't forget to bring it with you as you go forward. There's a few of my players who are suffering for fitness, but this is the first pre-season game. They'll get used to it. I still remember, I can't remember which Tottenham manager it was, it's a while back, but there was one season where Tottenham players were failing for fitness and frequently getting injured, and their new manager, when he came in, was asked a few weeks later why Tottenham suddenly looked fitter and not suffering so many injuries. He said he introduced a new element to their training. It was called running. I think that's an element that my team might need. It's a lot of running. Oh, nicely headed away off the line. I wouldn't be grudged them a second goal. This is my second string. That looked like it went out of play. Cannot believe the referee did not whistle for that. Oh, what's Mr. Lamb going to do? He's going to put in a great through ball. Oh, nice save by their goalkeeper. Mr. Slaughter's wonderful shot as attempt at a hat-trick. Yeah, just blow the whistle, ref. There was no need to prolong the misery for Ramsbottom. It would have been nice to have scored 12, but I'll accept 5-1 at this stage. Yes, we were dominant, but I expected to be. There's literally nothing I can really take from that game, apart from it was designed to build up some fitness and some little bit of camaraderie. Yes, and that's the guy Keith Headley from, he's only actually 18, who was my left back all of last season. Anyway, that's the first pre-season friendly out of the way against good old Ramsbottom. Hopefully you found it somewhat enjoyable, and hopefully I'll see you down the road for the next pre-season friendly. Bye for now.